Temu has been making waves lately as the budget alternative to Amazon, and unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen it all over your feed. While scrolling through their endless listings, I've noticed a surprising amount of tactical gear at ridiculously low prices. That got me thinking, could you actually build a functional, budget-friendly belt kit using just gear from Temu? Well, I decided to find out the hard way by ordering a full loadout to test myself. Let's see what turned up, if the item offers value for money, and whether any of it's actually worth using in the field.
Right, to start with, let's firstly look at the shooter's belt, because that's what I'll be attaching all my pouches to. So the shooter's belt, it comes in three main parts. So you've got the belt itself, where you attach where it has the molly loops, where you can attach all the pouches, and then you've got an inner belt. So this is what you'll put on your combat trousers, and then you'll Velcro the shooter's belt on top. And then also, in addition, you've got this padded belt. So this is meant to be for when you don't want to use the inner belt and loop it on the trousers. So if you're wearing the shooter's belt over, say, a smock, then what you'll do is you'll put this on, and then you'll Velcro the shooter's belt on top. So looking at the shooter's belt, it does look like it's quite good quality. The stitching's quite good. It's quite stiff. The buckle's also all right. Clicks into place quite well. It's a Cobra style buckle. There's a little bit of rattle, a little bit of play, but for around £24, you can't really argue with that. Right, so next up, we've got outdoor sports equipment, camping, emergency supplies, storage bag, small, lightweight. Okay, so basically it's a medical pouch. I won't go off the names on the receipt because it's just, I think they've just decided to put as much keywords in there so it comes up in searches. There's not any instructions in there, but essentially what you've got is, you've got a pouch like this, and then on the back you have some webbing and some laser cut holes. So you can either thread that onto the shooter's belt, say through these loops, or you can molly them on with these plastic clips. Not sure what these little wings are for. Looks like they've got some kind of clip which perhaps you can clip onto body armor or something. Not quite sure. As I said, there's no instructions. So to open it up, it's just Velcro, and then what you get is you have this carbon fiber looking piece of plastic on there, and then this pouch, you've got some loops on the side. Not sure what this is. This looks like you've got some Velcro straps, and you've got this elastic part, which I believe is for your tourniquet. So you slip this in, and then you can Velcro it to, you can strap it to the pouch somewhere, and then it's easier to access. You can just pull out the tourniquet when you need it. This main section, this is where you carry your bandage and your scissors, and it's Velcroed on. You can just pull these wings when you want the pouch really quickly. So the material feels all right, actually. It feels like the modern style laminate pouches which you'll find on the market these days. For a medical pouch though, I think it might be a little bit too small. I do think the quality is reasonable. I would make use of this. If it was a little bit larger, I would make use of this, but being so small, I think I'll send it back. Next up, we've got a pouch. Again, you've got molly on the back, so you can thread things through. So these are laser cut molly, and also you've got the holes at the side, so you can just thread it through a normal belt. So if you don't have a shooter's belt, you can use these loops as well. Reasonable quality. It is only single skinned, as you can see, so probably not going to be very waterproof. You've got these drain holes at the bottom for letting out water in case it gets wet, and then also on the front you've got a little pocket, separated pocket, so you can put your little bits and bobs. So it looks like it's single stitched on the front, but at the back you can see that they've stitched it quite well. Yeah, it is single skin, but it's reasonable quality. I'd say I'll keep that. Right, so next up, we've got this pouch. So it's from DMGear, and it's meant to be 500D nylon with molly on the back for mounting. Again, you've got the laser cut webbing to thread through. Mixed feelings on this one. So it says it's 500D, so it's reasonable quality. The stitching seems all right as well. You can see it's got some fabric inside where they've stitched it together. And I like the organisation inside the pouch, so you've got your loops and stuff for pens. What I would say though is this is probably too short for pens. I mean, let me get a pen out and see. So you've got your, yeah, so if I got my Sharpie and I stick it through, no, actually I'm wrong. Just about fits, but that's if you're poking the fabric down at the bottom. So if this was flat, if you were having this flat, then actually it's a little bit too short to hold pens. So actually that's probably not much use. There is another mesh section here for separating content. Yeah, so mixed feelings. One thing to think about is you've got the zips here, so if you're in a tactical situation and you're running about, that zip is going to be flapping and making some sound. So yeah, probably give this one a miss. It's all right, but I think the zip is sort of a deal breaker. On the bottom also, you've got a little drain hole and stuff, and there's no rivet there, so it's just little details here where it shows the quality's missing. Yeah, I mean at £18.43, it's a little bit pricey for Temu. So yeah, I'll return this. There's a miss for me for this one. Right, so next up we've got the one-piece rugged 1000D nylon tactical magazine pouch with molly system. So this essentially is a 9mm mag pouch, and it's secured at the top with a little bit of elastic on its elastic tabs. You've got molly at the back, and you've got molly at the front as well, so you can add additional stuff onto the front if you wanted to. So this is actually really good quality. I can feel the quality on this one, and it only costs £3.76, so really good deal. So definitely keeping this one. So next up we've got a 2-pack of these lanyards. So these are essentially for slotting into a molly column, and then you've got this carabiner at the end where you can just like clip gloves and stuff onto it. How it's meant to work is you just essentially thread it through. So it's got a little bit of metal at the top, and all it does is it holds that in place. So happy with that, I'll keep that. The webbing is good quality as well. Seems well stitched, stitching is quite strong. So yeah, so another good one. Right, so next up we've got another 9mm pouch. So this pouch is a bit more versatile than the other one. So you've actually got this elastic clip at the end. So you can loosen the elastic and expand this a bit, and then you can use it for to hold a multi-tool or some other similar sized item. So not just for a 9mm magazine clip. Also at the top you've got elastic, so when you do have a clip in, it keeps it safe, and you've got molly at the back. So again, this is something that's quite good quality. Looks like really good quality webbing. You've got like woven multicam style webbing at the back, along the sides, along the front as well. But at £9 and 2p, this is quite an expensive pouch by Temu standards, but still much cheaper than the equivalent you'll get in the UK. But yeah, really good quality for the price, so I'm happy with that. Happy to keep this one. Right, so next up we've got a mag pouch. So this was probably one of the most expensive items. So at £24.14, and I think I'm going to send this back. So reason being, very thin material, single skinned. In terms of its use as an ammo pouch, I'm not sure how useful it is. There's not much rigidity to it. It's meant to be able to take 2 mag pouches, and then you tighten it up using this buckle at the side, and you're meant to be able to mount it on a shooter's belt, either by threading it through this or using the molly straps. Now the molly straps, they do not feel strong at all, so I'm not convinced this is something that will be much use as an actual ammo pouch. So how it's meant to work is you can either use the flap and cover over the magazine, or you can tuck this flap in and then use this elastic to hold it in place. But yeah, as a magazine pouch, to be honest, I think you can buy cheaper and better ones in the UK. So not particularly good value at all. So sending this one back. Right, so next up we've got a single 5.56 mag pouch. So this is reasonable quality, reasonable price as well. It's £8.08. Yeah, so not too pricey at all. Material is decent. So you've got quite tough material at the front and at the back, and then you've got elastic in the middle, quite similar to the 9mm mag we saw earlier. So it's got elastic, you've got elastic at the top to keep the magazine in place, and then you've got this plastic pull tab which you can easily pull it to the side when you've got a mag in there. At the back you've got molly. So one thing I don't like is I don't really like these straps, so they feel a bit flimsy and they're just Velcro. So I think this is probably designed for something like airsoft, where you're not really holding any substantial weight, but I can't see this holding up when you actually have a magazine with actual rounds in. So purely based on that, this is a no for me. So yeah, otherwise good quality, good price as well, but just the straps really let it down. So potentially, if you wanted to still buy this, you can replace it with your own malice straps, but yeah, something to bear in mind. But for me, it's a no. I'll be returning this one. Up next, we've got a molly dump pouch. So this is actually quite good quality. I quite like this dump pouch. So it only takes up a single row of molly, as you can see back here. And this dump pouch, essentially, it's got a strap, which it's not properly showing at the moment, but it's got this strap here, and to access it you just pull down and then you've got your dump pouch ready. So you've got a buckle here to tighten the elastic around the dump pouch, so if you wanted to make the opening a bit smaller you can do. The material is it's meant to be, I think, 70D. So it's a lightweight material. It's not going to be like ultra strong, but this is not designed to be like an ultra strong dump pouch. It's just meant to be something light that you could put on a shooter's belt. Yeah, so quite happy with this. I mean, at £10.32, it's a good price as well. Quite similar to, if you see in the UK, you've got the Viper dump pouches are quite similar price as well. But yeah, quite happy with this one, so I'll keep this one. Right, next up we've got these 2 9mm mag pouches. So this one again, really good quality. Something I think I'll keep and actually use. So this costs £7.62, so actually a really good price. And you've got webbing fabric at the front, and then what you have is inside you've got a bit of Velcro, and then you've got these Kydex style mag inserts, which you slot your magazine into and hold it into place. At the back you've got molly straps, and then you've got these plastic malice clips to hold it in the shooter's belt. So yeah, quite happy with that. So I mean, for the price, this £7.62, you can't really argue with that really. Yeah, so I'll keep this one. Right, so here we've got another 556 mag pouch. So yeah, this is reasonable quality actually. Again, like the other magazine pouch we just saw. So it's got the Kydex style insert, and then this material is like the modern style laminate fabric, which you see on a lot of pouches these days. So some of the high-end pouches. So you've got MOLLE at the back, and you've got the malice clips again, and then the fabric is actually held together by these rivets. So rather than stitching, so you've got rivets there at the side, and then you've got some rivet at the back to hold the fabric down. Yeah, pretty good quality, pretty happy with that. You've got MOLLE options on the front, so laser cut MOLLE. You've got either 2 columns, or you can just use a single column down the middle if you only want to mount one thing on. So yeah, the price is £9.09, so pretty good price. Quite happy with that, so I'll keep that. Right, so next up is quite an interesting piece of kit. So this is actually something to hold your tourniquet in, and how it's meant to work is you're meant to put your tourniquet in and then clip this buckle on, and when you need to access it, then you pull on this tab, and that rips off the buckle, so your tourniquet can come out really quickly, just like that. So if you did have a tourniquet, so this is just one to show. So what you do, I guess, is wrap it up like this. So you Velcro it in place. And you've got that clipped on. So when you need it, take off this tab, rip, and then you've got access to your tourniquet. So probably need to position it properly so the Velcro of the tourniquet doesn't stick to the Velcro at the back, so it can just fall out. But yeah, that's just packing issues. So yeah, interesting bit of kit. Quite happy with this one as well. Good quality materials, good quality webbing, and £7.58, so not too bad a price. So I'll keep this one as well. So we've got another dump pouch. So this is different from the first one we saw, with the thinner material. So this one has 2 MOLLE mounting points, so you'll use up more space on the belt. And then this one is a lift rather than a pull. So you lift that, and that lets down the mesh dump pouch. Again, you've got the clips to cinch the opening closer, so it's a smaller hole for you to put your mags in. This flap, you can tidy it away, so you've got Velcro inside, so when it's open you can tuck that in, Velcro it flat. This way it's not obstructing your hand when you're trying to put a mag through. Again, this is really good quality, and I'm really happy with this purchase actually. So this only costs, I think it's like £5 or something ridiculous. Yeah, £5.83 for this, so really good price. Actually better value than the first mag pouch. So yeah, I'll keep this one. So next up we've got another utility pouch. So this utility pouch takes up 3 columns of MOLLE at the back. It's got quite a number of rows, so I think it's more designed for mollying onto backpack. At the front you've got zips, 2 zips down the side, and then you've got clip also to secure it. Inside you've got a pocket at the back to separate your items, so it might not be to see because of the light. And then you've got some MOLLE loops on the pocket itself, so you can thread pens and sidearms and stuff on here. Quality's all right. Not a fan of the color though. It's not quite multicam. It's one of those like cheaper camo fabrics. So probably if you're a bit picky about the color, then it won't go with the rest of your kit if you're using MTP or multicam. It's got a little drain hole at the bottom, single row of molly at the front, so you can hook stuff to it. The quality's all right. You can see they've made an effort with the stitching, but yeah, it does even though it seems all right, the quality does feel a little bit flimsy, probably due to the fact that it's only single skinned. At around £15, £15.94, it's not too bad. But yeah, for me, I personally probably will send this back because I can't really see a use case for this. I probably won't make use of this. So yeah, it's a miss from me, but yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad. Right, so next up we've got another utility pouch, which is similar to the DMGear pouch we saw earlier. Literally very similar design. The only real difference is this front Velcro hasn't got a camo pattern on it, and also this one doesn't have the issue around the zips clanging about when you're moving. They just have these paracord on there to unzip it. So if you shake it, it's not gonna make a noise. So yeah, this material is actually really decent. You can feel the quality of this one. Decent zips. The material is thick. Same issue in terms of the height of the pouch. You won't be able to get a pen through the loop standing up, but you can still put it down on the side, so it's not much of a problem. I do actually really like this one. I can really feel the quality of it. You've got loops at the bottom again for if you want to put put a tourniquet on at the bottom. So yeah, really good quality actually. So I'll keep this one. So this one costs £11.42, so good price as well. So yeah, keeping that one. Right, next item. This has got to be an absolute steal. So this is a med pouch, and this does actually feel like the genuine crime material. So you've got the Murdoch style woven webbing, which you can feel it's tough. It's proper webbing. And what I like about this one is you can unbuckle it, or there's this little pull cord here. So if you just pull it, it will unclip. It's a nice little detail there. So after you unclip it, you can either pull this front webbing to rip it off, or you can pull this top bit of webbing and it just comes off like that. Inside, you've got your loops for your tourniquets, your Israeli bandages, and you've got some pockets here, which is Velcro. You can close it with Velcro. So yeah, really decent actually. You've got these loops as well, these paracord bungees, which you can use to hold things in as well. So yeah, really decent quality. Really happy with this purchase. Yeah, this one is highly recommended, especially considering the price. If you're going to buy like a really decent medical pouch from a brand like say JJ's, it will set you back up to like £80, which I think is ridiculous. So if you want to save a bit of money, and yeah, this is really decent, so highly recommended. Right, so next up we've got another med pouch. So this one is again, it's a molly pouch. So you've got molly at the back, laser cut molly, and then you pull this pouch out, and then it opens out, and then you can put your medical stuff in there. I'm not really a big fan of these kind of pouches. So the British Army rifle cleaning kits for the SA-80, they come in pouches like this, and always you get stuff falling out of them. So I prefer, whenever possible, to have pouches which are actually zip closed, because these things, like, even if you close it, things slip out through the gaps and stuff. So I'm really not a big fan of these. The pouch itself, I mean, the design I do like. So the idea is you molly this onto the belt. If you need it, just pull it out from here, and then you've also got slots on there for your siloons, your pens, you know. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. So it looks like there's a little bit of damage on there already. So obviously that's not, stitching's not great on there. So that bit of elastic has come out. So yeah, not great. Yeah, the fabric is all right. It's laminate. It's the what they use in a lot of modern shooter belts, the laminate type multi-cam fabrics. But yeah, with that damage, I'm definitely going to send that back. Also, I'm not really a big fan of these kind of pouches anyway. Right, so here it is. This is the final shooter's belt, which I've put together from all the stuff I bought on Temu. So I'm going to go through the setup, and then after that I'll go through the pros and cons of buying stuff from Temu. So starting off on the left, I've got one of the lanyards hooked onto the first column, and then in front of that I've got the Kydex double mag pouches for the 9mm magazines. Then I've got the 5.56 Kydex mag pouch. On the front I've put on the dump pouch. The reason behind that is because although the dump pouch only takes one column of molly, it actually is wide enough to cover two. So when I put it on the belt, it takes up two columns, which is not what I wanted. Next up, I've left a space. So this initially was going to take the double mag pouch, which I've sent back now because of the quality. So what I will do is I'll most likely buy another 5.56 Kydex mag pouch, the same as this one, and then I'll put that on there. Next up, I've got the Tourniquet pouch, followed by the quick release medical pouch, and I've started filling that out already. So if I open that, I can show you. So here I've got Israeli bandage, so there's space for two, and then here there's space for two tourniquets, so I've just got one of each so far loaded out. Then here there's a loop here I'm using for a permanent marker, so I can write on the tourniquet. And then here I've got a yellow siloom, which is the NATO standard for casualties, so it's good to have in the med pouch. The SOP is to have some green string on there, so you can hook it around the casualty, or you can swing the siloom around, so to create a buzzsaw effect, so if you want to signal that there's a casualty. Right, next up I've got one of the utility pouches. So inside I've just got a waterproof bag, and inside it's got my head torch and some batteries. And also just got a multi-tool in there. So standard things you want in your webbing. And in here, this massive space on the right hand side, this I've intentionally left empty. So this would normally hold the pistol, the 9mm Glock 17, once it's been issued out of the armory. So I've left that space clear. And then that's it, yeah. So I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. It's been quite fun building this, and just it's nice to see that you can get some decent gear off Temu. So I haven't put every single item which I've kept on here, and that's because some of the items are not suitable for being on a shooter's belt. So this pouch I haven't mounted on because really it's too wide to fit on a shooter's belt, because the pouch would just be curved like this around your body. So this is more suitable for as an admin pouch on body armor. So I might mount this on like a triple mag pouch on the body armor. So these two 9mm mag pouches I've left off. So realistically for range work, two 9mm mag pouches is enough. So, but I can keep this spare, so in case I do need more, I can mount that onto the belt as well. So now that we've got all that set up, let's talk about the pros and cons of buying tactical gear on Temu. So for the pros, firstly, it's cheap. So you can kit yourself out for a fraction of the price of branded gear. And what I'm going to do later is I'm going to price up how much this belt would have cost, just with the items that are on it. So leaving out these pouches, which I'm not using. So wait out for that. So next pro is, if you do look carefully, you can find some like really quality gear. So I keep banging on about this med pouch. It is really decent. And these Kydex pouches as well, really decent. Also this dump pouch, really happy with it as well. The next pro, so for Temu, the return process is actually surprisingly painless. So I've returned a number of items and it's simply just printing off a label, or you can take it to every store and get them to print it off for you. And then once the items are sent off, and once it's been scanned at every store, then you'll get the money back straight away as store credit. So if you opt for store credit, it's much quicker. You'll just get it straight as soon as you send it off. So this way you're not stuck waiting for weeks for the money which you spent. So in terms of cons, if you want to buy stuff off Temu, you're going to spend ages shifting through some dodgy listings, reading reviews, comparing items. Sometimes it's just not worth that effort when you could just buy once and buy right. You'll absolutely get some dodgy gear buying on Temu. So pouches with poor stitching, flimsy buckles, and sending things back does add to that time cost. So a lot of the camo patterns are also not proper multicam or MTP. If you use it with your kit, it won't blend well. It will stand out a bit because the camo pattern is just a little bit off. Don't get me wrong, you can get some proper close MTP patterns, multicam MTP patterns. But if you look at this pouch here, you can't really tell the difference between real multicam and this camo pattern. And probably the biggest issue, so these items are almost certainly not IRR treated. So under night vision, if you're looking with your nods, you'll likely light up like a Christmas tree. But in fairness, a lot of the Amazon gear has the same issue. I find if you buy some of the cheaper items, so if you go to military surplus stores, if you buy some of the cheaper items, some of the cheaper brands, they have the same problem. And the items at Amazon, most of the stuff comes from China anyway. You'll likely get the same issue. A lot of the squaddies you see running around, they buy stuff off Amazon, they buy some of the cheaper brands. It's not an exclusive problem to Temu. Right, so I just want to go through each item on this belt, which I've actually used, and just go through how much each of these items cost, tally it all up, and then this will give you a price of how much this belt effectively costs. So to start with, the shooter's belt itself, this is £24.33. Then we've got the utility pouch. So this comes in at £10.25. The lanyards, so these lanyards, it's a pack of 2. They came at £4.68. Then we've got the dump pouch at £10.32 over here. The 9mm Kydex double pouches, £7.62. Single 556mm Kydex pouch, that's £9.09, but we're going to double that up because I'm going to buy another one from this side. The Tourniquet pouch coming at £7.58. The med pouch, so that came at £13.89. So in total, this costs a total of £96.85, which for a shooter's belt, fully loaded out, is really cheap. Just as a comparison, if we're looking at UK brands, Lumini shooter's belt version 2, that's at £145, so that's just for the shooter's belt. Then you've got the JJ's LFR shooters Evo 2, so that's at £149.99. Warrior have a laser cut low profile belt with polymer buckle. That's at £124.95. Warrior also have a cheaper one, which is the Warrior laser cut fight light belt. That's at £89.95. Most of the belts just on its own would be more expensive than this whole setup. If you wanted all the pouches, Warrior, they do a belt kit at £214.95. This will give you a single 9mm mag pouch, 2 single 556 mag pouches, a med pouch and a dump pouch. So pretty similar to the setup here, but it's over double the price. So that just gives you an indication of how much cheaper it is. You can get a shooter's belt kit set up from Temu. Right, so final thoughts. So on balance, if you've got the time to spare and enjoy bargain hunting, then yeah, it's worth having a browse on Temu. You can find some pretty good pieces if you're willing to do the digging. But if you just need a solid belt or webbing setup to get you through training, or you need to replace a broken belt quickly, honestly, just save yourself the hassle and buy from a reputable brand locally. You'll spend less time and you'll know exactly what you're getting. Also, it should come quite quickly. My experience with ordering on these British brands, they do come usually within the next day or within a couple of days. With Temu, you're looking at usually a couple of weeks. So that's it for this one. I'll keep testing this setup and see how it holds up with actual use. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop your experiences with Temu gear in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more tactical gear reviews and fieldcraft content.